What was the last thought you fell asleep with last night? Was it fear, doubt, worry? Or was it faith, riches, and power? Do you even remember? Because whether you remember or not, your subconscious does. And it is now building your life based on that final thought. If it was confusion, expect more confusion. If it was certainty, expect order. The mind never sleeps, it obeys. And what you whisper before you close your eyes, you will live tomorrow. Say the wrong thing at night and you will wake in poverty. But say the right thing and the gates of wealth begin to open before dawn. After tonight, you will never speak carelessly again. You will program your mind for riches every single night, starting now. The last thought before sleep. You may think the day ends when you close your eyes, but the truth is far more powerful. The day does not end when the light fades or the body rests. The day begins when your mind grows quiet. That final whisper, that last sentence you speak internally before slumber. It is not a throwaway thought. It is the blueprint your subconscious will build from while you sleep. It is the command your deeper self will execute until you rise. And I ask you now, as a man who has studied the richest and most powerful minds on earth, what was the last thought you fell asleep with last night? Was it one of worry? Was it a complaint about lack? Was it a replay of failure? Was it doubt about your future? Or was it a bold, deliberate declaration of riches, purpose, and power? Because whether you remember or not, your subconscious does. The subconscious mind records without judgment, accepts without filter, and obeys without protest. It cannot argue, it cannot interpret, it cannot delay, it only obeys. And whatever you impress upon it in your final moments of wakefulness becomes the soil from which your next day and eventually your entire future shall grow. This is the law of autosuggestion. And no man, no matter how intelligent, how learned, how gifted, can violate this law without consequence. Autosuggestion is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious. It is how your waking self transfers instruction to your sleeping mind. And the moment before sleep is when this bridge is most open, most vulnerable, most powerful. Now understand this. Most men misuse it. They lie in bed reviewing what went wrong. They replay what they fear. They speak inwardly about what they lack. And then they wonder why their lives are full of confusion and scarcity. But I tell you, the law is exact. What you repeat, you become. What you declare, you receive. What you whisper before sleep, you live the next day. This is not fiction. This is not superstition. This is the very mechanism by which the mind transforms thought into reality. The man who feeds his subconscious with riches before rest shall rise with instruction. The man who ends his day with despair shall rise with more of the same. There is no neutrality. There is only direction. Let me say it plainly. Say the wrong thing at night and you sabotage the riches that are trying to reach you. You lock the vault with your own voice. But speak rightly. Speak with purpose, definiteness, confidence, and you align yourself with infinite intelligence who never sleeps and always responds. Your mind, like your fortune, is being built while you sleep. The only question is, what blueprint are you handing it? You must begin tonight. You must not wait. You must not allow another evening to end with the voice of the world ringing in your ears. Turn off the voice of the world. Turn off the confusion of others. Turn off the doubts that try to enter through fatigue. And instead declare this to yourself. My definite chief aim is fixed. My mind is rich. My riches are certain. Speak it. Say it with power and say it again. Not once, not twice, but until your subconscious, like a faithful servant, begins to believe it. Because belief does not begin by feeling. Speak it begins by repetition. And repetition is your duty every night until riches are no longer something you wish for, but something you expect. Now I will teach you how to do this. You will not guess. You will not hope. You will not improvise. You will receive instruction. This speech will deliver you 8 powerful truths, each one forged from the fire of experience and the law of success. Each one written with the weight of spiritual law and the command of mental mastery. You will learn how the subconscious mind receives riches through repetition. Our night is hour of instruction, not confusion. How to plant your definite chief aim like a seed each night. How to use the quiet hours as direct connection to infinite intelligence. How to build mental habits that produce financial results. How to command your beliefs, speech, and vision while the world sleeps. These are not guesses. These are laws. And if you obey them, if you repeat these truths every night before you sleep, you will program your mind for unlimited riches. Others sleep in worry. You will sleep in power. Others end their days with drifting thoughts. You will end yours with deliberate declaration. And as you do, you will rise with clarity. Walk with certainty and one day discover that the fortune you once only spoke now lives in your hands. Repeat these truths before bed and you will plant seeds while the world is asleep. Seeds that grow into gold. Let us begin. The subconscious is always listening. The richest land in the world is not in oil fields or gold mines. It is your subconscious mind. And like all fertile land, it will grow whatever seed you place in it. Whether that seed be riches or ruin, faith or fear. The soil does not discriminate. It only produces what you plant repeatedly. And I say to you with the full weight of truth, your subconscious is always listening. It listens when you doubt. It listens when you worry. It listens when you complain. And it listens when you speak with power. It records each word without judgment and begins to reproduce it in your world. This is not theory, this is law. The subconscious does not sleep. The moment your conscious mind begins to drift into slumber, your subconscious becomes fully active. And whatever words you have just spoken, it receives as command. The man who ends his day with statements of lack, I cannot afford it, or nothing ever works for me, has just instructed his subconscious to build a tomorrow of more lack. And the man who ends his day by saying, unquote, I am rich in thought, clear in aim, and guided by infinite intelligence, unquote, that man has sown gold into the soil of his mind. Let me say it plainly again. Every repeated thought spoken before sleep enters the subconscious without resistance. It is taken in like water by dry ground, and once received, it begins to grow automatically, faithfully, powerfully. This is the law of autosuggestion. You cannot escape it. You can only use it. You are either using it to program wealth or to repeat the very failure you wish to escape. Think of your subconscious as a vast field. If you sow thorns and weeds into it through negative self-talk, it will yield confusion and hardship. If you sow seed of wealth, definite purpose and belief, it will yield opportunity, strength, and results. Andrew Carnegie understood this law, and he trained his men to understand it. Every man he mentored had to write out his definite chief aim in clear, bold language. They had to speak it aloud. They had to impress it upon their subconscious with discipline, with belief, and with fire. He taught that riches were not granted. They were created through thought. And that thought, when impressed with belief and repetition, became power. Every one of his most successful men followed this rule. They never ended a day without speaking their purpose aloud. You must do the same. Do not end your day with fear. Do not end your day with doubt. Do not end your day with complaint. End it with a command. Speak. Speak a command for riches, a command for clarity, a command for results. Because your mind is a servant and it cannot resist a man who speaks with faith. Say this before you sleep. I am the master of my thoughts. I am the commander of my riches. I plant only what I wish to harvest. Do not speak it passively. Speak it with authority. Speak it until your voice shakes with certainty. Speak it until your subconscious believes it more than your fears. And say this also, unquote, my definite chief aim is fixed. My mind is rich. My riches are certain. This is not poetry. This is instruction. This is the speech of the man who governs his destiny. You may not yet have the fortune in your hands, but if you speak this nightly, you will have it in your hands soon enough. Understand there is no neutral thought. There is no harmless sentence. Every word is seed. Every seed produces after its kind. You do not plant grapes and grow thorns. And you do not speak failure and expect wealth. The words you choose each night determine what your subconscious will water and grow. You may say, unquote, but the Apostle said positive things before and nothing changed. Unquote, and I say, have you said them with repetition, with belief, with exact purpose, with conviction? And have you removed the contradicting words that cancel them out the next morning? The subconscious is not a magician. It is a mirror. It reflects what you speak most. And what you speak most is what you become. Now hear this final warning. If you do not command your mind before sleep, it will be commanded for you. The voices of fear, the voices of doubt, the opinions of the world, the sorrows of your past, they will fill the void if you do not fill it first. This is why so many live in cycles, because they end each day with fear, sleep with fear, and rise with fear, and never once speak what they want to receive. You are now different. Tonight and every night from this moment forward, you will speak your wealth. You will repeat your aim. You will command your fortune, and your subconscious, like faithful soil, will obey. Say this now and each night: my definite chief aim is before me. My riches are forming. I am calm. I am certain. I am ready to receive. Night is the gateway to infinite intelligence. The average man thinks that once his eyes close and the room goes dark, his life enters pause. But the man of definite purpose knows better. He knows that when the conscious mind rests, the subconscious opens wider to infinite intelligence. And this is where the real work begins. This is the sacred hour. This is the moment of divine transaction. For at night, your conscious defenses are lowered. Your logic grows quiet. Your resistance fades. And what you speak in this hour does not get debated. It gets recorded. This is when the richest soil of the mind is ready. The seed that is sown here is not lost. It is carried, nourished, and multiplied. But the tragedy of most men is that they do not sow. They end their day with drift, with worry, with passive review of failure. And then they wonder why success eludes them by morning. I say to you, as I have said to countless men who later became titans, do not end your day with drift. End it with direction. Do not leave the gate to infinite intelligence open to chance. Walk through it with command. Your nighttime thoughts are the blueprint you hand over to the builder of your reality. The question is, what are you giving it to build? If you give it fear, you will awaken to more fear. If you give it poverty, it will multiply that poverty into your days. If you give it belief, definiteness, and a clear aim, it will align the hidden forces of the universe to your success. Before you sleep, give your mind orders. Be deliberate. Be exact. This is not the time for vague hope. This is the time for conscious instruction. I command you, introduce your nightly ritual. Speak your definite chief aim aloud. Feel its reality. Repeat it with certainty. Then affirm your belief. Speak. Say with conviction, I believe in my ability to turn this thought into wealth. And see the reward in your mind before your eyes close. Say it slowly. Say it with fire. Say it until your nerves burn with expectation. Because that expectation is the proof that your subconscious has received it. Let us remember the example of Thomas Edison, a man who used this very principle with scientific clarity. Before retiring each night, he would pose problems, speak desires, and focus on solutions. And often upon waking, he would be struck with sudden insight because he handed instruction to infinite intelligence. And it answered. His was not a passive faith. It was deliberate command. You must do the same. If you go to bed as a beggar in thought, you cannot rise as a king. But if you retire with vision, belief, and instruction, you awaken as a man who carries divine momentum. Do not let your last voice be the world's. Let it be yours. Let it be the voice of wealth. If the world gave you noise, give your mind silence. If the world gave you fear, give your soul fire. If the world gave you doubt, give your spirit dominion. Do not end your day in defeat. End it in dominion. Say this aloud as your day closes. My night hours are not idle. They are working. Infinite intelligence prepares my path while I rest. Do not go to bed like the common man. Do not surrender to sleep like the indifferent. Close your eyes as a commander hands over sacred instruction. Speak it clearly. Say, I end my day with purpose. I pass my vision into the invisible. I walk with the confidence that what I speak tonight shall shape my world by morning. Let your final thoughts not be scattered but sacred, not noisy but noble, not drifting but definite. Tonight, say this one more time. I am connected to infinite intelligence. I speak what I seek. I command what I claim. My sleep is not rest, it is instruction. Let us continue. Wealth comes to the man who commands it. Riches are not drawn to hesitation. They are not summoned by vague intention. Wealth comes to the man who commands it, not through arrogance, but through spiritual authority. The man who speaks with certainty before he sleeps gives his subconscious no room to debate, no room to delay. Your subconscious mind is like an army, and you are the general. Each night as the world turns silent and your conscious mind begins to yield, you must deliver orders. You must speak with finality. You must declare what is to be built, what is to be drawn, what is to be done. No empire was ever built by suggestion. No fortune was ever sustained by hoping. You must command, you must direct, you must speak as one who already possesses what he seeks. Repeat this to yourself. I do not ask for riches, I declare them. I do not wonder if I will be wealthy. I have already claimed it in thought, and what is claimed in thought becomes substance by law. Consider Henry Ford, a man who was ridiculed by experts, mocked by bankers, dismissed by manufacturers. They told him the mass automobile was impossible. But he held a vision, and more importantly, he repeated that vision until it became stronger than the voices of doubt. Each night, Ford would review the image in his mind, the working man driving a simple, affordable vehicle. He did not speak if it would happen. He spoke as though it had already occurred. And in doing so, he transferred the image into the vault of his subconscious. From there, it was passed upward to infinite intelligence and into reality. You must understand this clearly. Night is when orders are written on the soul. The day is for labor, but the night is for law. The night is when you command the invisible realm. It is when you hand your instructions to the architect of your tomorrow. Say this before sleep. I demand wealth of life, and I give service beyond expectation. I speak in authority, not in hope. I move by law, not by luck. The wealth you seek is not stationary. It is in motion. But your words determine its direction. When you speak with command, it is drawn to you. When you speak with fear, it turns from you. The language of wealth is decisiveness. The voice of prosperity is certainty. You are not begging the universe. You are partnering with it. You are not a spectator. You are a participant in the very laws that govern creation. But you must speak with discipline. You must end each day as a king gives orders to his court, not as a beggar hoping for crumbs. Each time you whisper doubt, you stall your blessing. Each time you repeat fear, you delay what is yours. But each night that you speak your chief aim aloud, each night you affirm belief, each night you see your wealth is already done, you bring the unseen closer to your hands. Command this. I am a commander of thought. I direct my subconscious to build in wealth. I give it no vague instruction. I speak with accuracy. I speak with obedience to law. Think not of this as fantasy. This is the mechanism by which all riches are created. Every fortune began as thought. Every palace was first a blueprint. Every gold mine was first a hunch, a desire, a repetition of a single vision, carried with burning clarity. Tonight, as the world sleeps, you must awaken. Awaken your authority. Awaken your tongue. Awaken your destiny. Speak the vision. See the reward. Declare it not with weakness, but with fire. And above all, repeat it. Because what is not repeated is not believed. Again, I do not ask for riches. I command them through faith, service, and repetition. I give my subconscious its work, and I trust that it shall be done. The night ritual that builds millionaires. There's no such thing as chance in the building of a fortune. There is no luck in the making of a millionaire. The man who possesses wealth has been repeating a pattern, a system of thought, a structure of speech, a code of command day and night until riches had no choice but to respond. And I tell you now, that pattern begins each night before sleep. You cannot build a house without blueprints. You cannot forge a body without discipline. And you cannot form wealth without a nightly ritual that trains your subconscious mind to expect riches, believe in riches, command riches, and sustain riches when they arrive. Let this be your structure, not for one day, not for a season, but for life. A ritual practiced nightly by those who rise silently while others drift. This is the night ritual that builds millionaires. It consists of 4 sacred actions, each one simple yet supernatural in its power. Follow them with exactness and the result is certain. Step 1, speak your definite chief aim. Say it aloud. Say it clearly. Say it slowly. Let no night pass where your soul does not hear your aim spoken with fire. The subconscious accepts the repeated word. It feeds on definitives. It activates under pressure. A vague wish will be forgotten. A spoken aim, bold, specific, emotional, is etched into spiritual stone. Example: I will create a business that serves 1 million men. I will give more value than I receive. I will earn no less than $100,000 per month. I will reach this aim with faith, persistence, organized planning. I will reach this aim. Must craft this aim. You must speak this aim. You must own this aim. Without a definite chief aim, you are a ship without compass, a builder without plan, a man without destiny. Step 2, speak your faith. You must never lay your head upon your pillow without affirming belief in yourself and in the laws that govern your growth. Faith is not a feeling, it is a command. The more you speak it, the more real it becomes. This spoken faith builds mental immunity, strength against drift, and clarity against confusion. Say, I believe in myself. I believe infinite intelligence guides me. I believe riches are forming even when I cannot see them. I believe no obstacle can stand before a definite man. Even if your faith feels weak, speak it. Your words are planting what your emotions will catch up to. This is how belief is built. Not by waiting, but by commanding. Step 3, visualize your reward. After you have spoken your aim and declared your belief, close your eyes. See the reward as complete. Walk through the result in your imagination. See the business running. See the account filled. See the doors opening. See it is done. This image burned into the subconscious night after night becomes a magnetic force drawing the result to you. Do not merely dream. Be specific. Walk the scene. Feel it. Hear the sounds. Know the texture of success. See the clients, hear the conversations, taste the meal you buy with wealth earned by service and belief. This mental image, when held with emotion and repetition, becomes your blueprint of destiny. Step 4, give thanks. The final step is not asking, it is gratitude. Gratitude is the seal that confirms belief. A man who is thankful before he receives is a man who truly believes he shall receive. Do not beg, do not wish. Thank infinite intelligence as though the result were already in your hands. Say this: I thank you for my riches. I thank you for the guidance. I thank you for the reward forming even now. I thank you for the strength to obey the law. I thank you for the purpose that anchors me. Let this gratitude rise from your spirit, not because the result is in front of you, but because the law has been satisfied and the result must come. This 4-step ritual, spoken aim, declared belief, vivid visualization, and gratitude is the nightly discipline of millionaires. No exceptions, no breaks, no deviations. It is not difficult, it is not time-consuming, but it is sacred. And the man who treats it as sacred shall rise while others sleep in confusion. Because the world will soon reflect what you program in secret. Let me remind you of John D. Rockefeller, who grew up poor, unnoticed, yet built an empire so vast it shaped the economy. He was not loud, he was not flamboyant, but he was structured. His mind was ruled by definite thought. His days began and ended in clarity. His actions followed in order. He obeyed the law silently, and fortune bowed before him publicly. This same law is in your hands, but it will not work casually. It will not work inconsistently. It will not work for the man who hopes. It works for the man who commands. Each night say this affirmation before your ritual. I do not hope for success, I instruct it. I do not wait for money, I am already rich in thought. I do not wish for favor, I walk in law. And then you repeat the steps. Step 1, speak your aim. Step 2, declare your belief. Step 3, Visualize the result. Step 4, give thanks for the coming harvest. Repeat it with devotion. Repeat it when tired. Repeat it when discouraged. Repeat it until repetition becomes identity. Because identity is the true builder of results. And identity is formed through ritual. Say nothing to the contrary. If you fail to do the ritual one night, do not speak defeat. Return to it the next. It is not perfection that matters. It is persistence. It is the burning refusal to drift. Say now with finality. Each night I train my mind for wealth. I command my riches. I declare my future. I visualize my reward. I give thanks in advance. I sleep not in fear but in power.
Riches begin as thought and are strengthened through repetition. Every mansion you see was once an invisible picture. Every gold mine discovered was first imagined. Every dollar earned was first desired. Riches begin as thought.
This is the first truth, but it is not the final step. Thought alone is not enough. Only repeated thought becomes reality. A single idea, no matter how inspired, will vanish if it is not reinforced. The mind forgets what is not repeated. But what you repeat day and night with clarity and emotion takes root. Speak and what takes root in the subconscious will express itself in your life as form, condition, and circumstance. This is the most overlooked truth in all success philosophy. The dreamer dreams once, then doubts. He thinks once, then gives up. He envisions riches on Monday and complains of lack on Tuesday. But the wealthy man repeats. He says the same sentence, the same belief, the same command until it reshapes his entire being. Let me say it with force. Your mind cannot hold a thought that is not repeated. The weeds of the world are many: fear, distraction, fatigue, resistance, and they grow daily. If you do not plant the seed of wealth with repetition, the weeds of drift will overrun your garden. The mind is fertile, but it is not loyal. It grows whatever is spoken into it most frequently. If you speak failure more than success, your mind will produce failure. If you speak riches once but speak worry 10 times, your mind will serve the majority voice. This is why I say repetition is the shield. Repetition is the sword. Repetition is the builder of your fortune. Think now of Thomas Edison, who spoke of his inventions before the world saw them. He wrote ideas, he refined them, he repeated them mentally and verbally until they were carved into his soul. He was not gifted with wealth, he was faithful in repetition, and his faithfulness produced form. You must do likewise. The sentence you say once is a wish. The sentence you say 1,000 times becomes a force. Every night before bed, you must say the same words. Not because the words are magic, but because the consistency is law. Say, I am becoming rich. I am calm in purpose. I am definite in aim. I am advancing daily in thought, in action, in belief. Repeat this even when nothing has changed. Repeat this especially when nothing has changed, because what seems still in the outer world is already moving in the inner. And the inner world is the birthplace of all wealth. Understand this clearly. There is no power in scattered thought. There is only power in fixed thought. And fixed thought is produced only through repetition. The man who repeats a single sentence of belief every night is more powerful than the man who studies 100 books but speaks no command. Do not overcomplicate. You do not need many affirmations. You need a few spoken with fire, with precision, and with relentless repetition. These statements, when spoken nightly, become engraved upon the subconscious, and what is engraved becomes your identity, and your identity is the magnet that draws your world. Say, I repeat wealth into being. I command riches through discipline. I speak prosperity with honor. I repeat belief until it becomes instinct. Make repetition your daily law. Let no night pass without your declarations, and never change your words because of delay. Delay is not denial, it is only the testing of your consistency. Most men speak belief for a few days, then speak doubt for the rest of their lives. That is not repetition, that is contradiction. And contradiction cannot produce fortune. You must become the man who repeats his truth no matter what he sees. You must become the man who repeats riches into being while the world calls him mad. You must become the man who speaks wealth into silence and then lives long enough to walk into it. This is how repetition makes you unstoppable. Even if no one believes you, speak it. Even if your surroundings contradict it, declare it. Even if your emotions resist it, repeat it. You are not trying to feel different. You are training your mind to obey. And the subconscious obeys through no means other than repeated command. Say tonight and every night. I give my mind the same instructions until they become law. I do not speak fear. I do not drift. I repeat my aim. I repeat my belief. I repeat my vision until it forms. This is not madness. This is mastery. All masters were first misunderstood for their consistency. All builders were mocked before the structure stood. Speak. All wealthy men were first disciplined repeaters of thought before the world saw the outcome. Repeat your aim until the world reflects it. Repeat your faith until fear cannot enter. Repeat your truth until it becomes your tongue's only language. You do not need new truth. You need repetition. You do not need new visions. You need obedience to the one you already have. So tonight repeat this. My wealth is forming. My mind is strong. My purpose is fixed. My belief is repeated. My fortune is certain.